Friends, love is universal, and so is disappointment in love. Because when there is love, there is bound to be heartbreak. But what is love? One of the best definitions that I've read about love comes from the Bible. And the definition is that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Such a beautiful and complete definition of love. The problem is that it's very difficult to fulfill all these aspects of love in a relationship between two human beings. Sometimes there is judgment, sometimes the trust is missing, sometimes the faith is missing, sometimes hope is missing, sometimes people just don't persist for long enough with each other. For whatever might be the reason. But when we are taking case histories, it's very common to come across this feeling of disappointment in love, of a heartbreak. And very commonly, we end up using the rubric ailments from disappointment in love or love disappointment aggravates. We do not realize as homeopaths that this is a clinical rubric. And we know that among the rubrics, there are two types of major rubrics. Rubrics, symptoms coming from proving, and symptoms which are clinical. And it is the proving symptoms which have more weight. But this one clinical symptom is often used without discretion, without understanding that this is a clinical symptom and the remedy of your patient might be lying outside it. And also within this rubric, if you look at this rubric in the synthesis repertory, ailments, love, disappointment from, there are 40 medicines. And in the complete repertory, the rubric is love, disappointment, ailments from, and it has got 88 remedies. But the most common prescriptions, if you see, is IGNATIA and Natrum MUR. In disappointment of love, people use IGNATIA like they use aconite in an acute or an arnica in an injury. But that's not the way to go for. If there are 88 remedies in this rubric, can we differentiate between these remedies? Do we know what will the patient of Helleborus or Calcarea fos or Calcarea iode or tuberculinum or lecasis or hyoscyamus or Hecla lava or even aconite will react when they have disappointment in love? How are you going to differentiate between the silent grief of IGNATIA and Natrum MUR and acid fos? So, on this Valentine Day, on this 14th of February, I'm coming up with a webinar, a short course which will last for a couple of hours, where I intend to discuss all these aspects of all the remedies that are there in the rubric, disappointment from love, how to use those remedies, how to differentiate amongst those remedies, how the patient of each remedy, of all the major remedies, is going to react, how to identify those patterns, and all this with a lot of fun, a lot of music, some songs, and a lot of important discussion related to the homeopathic philosophy, the symptoms as they are given in the provings, where those clinical symptoms are coming from, and how to use this information of the patient, from the patient, most judiciously in any case. So join me on this 14th of Feb for a fun-filled, wonderful webinar that I'm going to conduct, and it's a unique opportunity to learn about a lot of remedies and a lot of insights, clinical insights, cases. It would be a fun-filled, wonderful, pleasant webinar like you've never experienced before. So do join in and hope to see you on the 14th of Feb.